The 49ers just traded running back Matt Breida to the Miami Dolphins for a fifth-round pick and used that pick to take West Virginia offensive lineman Colton McKivitz. I'm going to get to McKivitz in a second, but first let's talk about Breida, who was one of my favorite 49ers to cover. I like underdogs, guys who weren't expected to be anything in the NFL and willed themselves to success. I love that kind of story. That's Breida. He was an undrafted free agent in 2017, was never supposed to be anything, was never part of the plans. The starter was Carlos Hyde, and the backup was Joe Williams, a fourth-round pick. Matt Breida took Joe Williams' job in about a day in training camp. Became Carlos Hyde's change of pace back, was better than Carlos Hyde. The Niners got rid of Hyde, but they didn't give the starting job to Breida. They never really believed in Breida. They signed Jerick McKinnon for $30 million. McKinnon never played. He tore his ACL. Breida became the starter in 2018, averaged more than 5 yards per carry, was terrific. But still didn't get to keep the starting job for 2019. The Niners signed Tevin Coleman, who had played under Kyle Shanahan in Atlanta, and Tevin Coleman became the starter by default, almost because his contract dictated that he should start. So, again, Breida, backup, played well, just got hurt, and Raheem Mostert came in and took his job as the backup. Mostert was even better. Realistically, the starter should have been Mostert and the backup should have been Breida. But once Mostert stepped up, Coleman kept his job, and Breida fell out of the rotation. He got a couple of carries to try to ease him back in. He was pressing to try to prove himself, and he fumbled. Was doing too much, fell out of the rotation entirely, didn't get a carry in the Super Bowl. Valuable guy, but the Niners didn't have a use for him. So they trade him to the Dolphins for a fifth-round pick. Good for Matt Breida, by the way. He's finally going to get an opportunity to start. The Dolphins don't have much at running back. He's the best they have right now. Good for Matt Breida. Then the Niners, they take offensive lineman Colton McKivitz. Interesting pick. Was an offensive tackle for 4 years in the Big 12. Went to the Senior Bowl and played guard. I'm guessing the Niners would like Brunskill and McKivitz and Tom Compton to compete at right guard. And whichever one loses can back up Mike McGlinchey at right tackle. That seems to be what they're doing. It's interesting, though, 5 picks after the Niners took McKivitz, Virginia cornerback Bryce Hall came off the board. He would have been a first-round pick last year, went back to school, got hurt. I still think cornerback is a giant need on the 49ers, more so than competition for Brunskill at right guard. But good trade for Breida, good value, getting the fifth-round pick. Although, if we're being honest, the Niners probably should have traded Tevin Coleman instead of Breida. Breida's better. Maybe it's just that Coleman isn't worth anything and Breida is.